What is ERANK? Is it worth it? And will it actually increase my sales? These are all things that I'm going to be answering in today's video. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And before we begin, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already for more weekly Etsy tips and tricks coming into your YouTube account. And let's get started. So ERANK. What is it? ERANK used to be called Etsy Rank and it was started in 2016 by a lovely chap named Anthony Wolf. Honestly, it has fast become the most popular Etsy SEO tool in the world. It is something that I have been using for a fair while now. I actually started off using Marmalade and I tried ERANK and have never really looked back. So ERANK is where I shine. ERANK is something that I absolutely love. Now the best thing about ERANK, it does have a free service that you can use. It doesn't have a lot of the tools that I'm going to be going into in this video, but you can certainly use it just to start off with. Now before we get into it, they do have a free plan, they do have a basic plan which is $5.99 a month, and they do have a pro plan as well, which is $9.99 a month. The pro plan is what I'm on, and actually what I do is because I batch upload my listings, I actually upgrade my profile to the pro for like a month or two and then downgrade it because I don't actually always need to be using ERANK as a tool. I would say if you are completely wanting to use everything for free, I would say that for SEO purposes only, that you can use a lot of free tools. You can use a Google Chrome plugin called Keywords Everywhere. They have a free plan. You can also use Pinterest to search for keywords. That's super helpful. Google, you can also use the Etsy search bar itself, and you can use a free version of ERANK too. I think, to be honest, that would give you a very good complete grounding to start off your Etsy shop and still find amazing keywords. However, there are some tools that I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to be sharing screenshots with you as well to actually show you exactly what tools are included in the pro version that I personally find helpful. So straight off the bat, number one is their keyword tool. I love this tool. It tells you exactly what the numbers are for the keywords that you are trying to rank for and what they are. It suggests keywords to you as well. It's got a little bubble, it's got a little cloud, and it's really super simple to use. And the best thing that I actually do is that I sort the search volume by amount, and I basically use that to tell me exactly how many people are trying to search for this item. And I also look at the competition as well. I like to see who else is using that keyword. That is the number one tool that I use on ERANK. That is literally the number one tool that I use. It's the tool that I use the most often. But there are some other tools that I use as well. Listing reports are a super helpful, very quick overview of all of your listings. It's also just a really nice thing to have. It's also just a really super simple way to have a look and say, right, okay, this is what all of my listings are doing. You have lots of other tools as well. As you can see, there is loads and loads of different things that you can do with your listings. You can have a look at your spell checker, rank report, which is super helpful little tool to use if you want to see where your listing ranks without the AI and the personalization in the Etsy algorithm. It's really handy to know exactly where you are. But it's just an all-round really good little bucket of tools for you to use for your own listings. Trend Buzz is so helpful for actually looking what is trending across any categories on Etsy, and also it does tie into eBay, Amazon, and all of the big e-commerce giants as well, so really helpful if you are planning new items. Etsy Market Reports is a really great way to see what country Etsy users are coming from, and also to see day by day how Etsy itself has actually been doing compared to the giants of commerce like eBay and Amazon, etc, etc. So really good thing to use if you're a bit of a stat nerd. It's an awesome tool to have a look at and see how Etsy itself is actually performing. Delivery status reports are great for those who actually use Etsy shipping. Now I personally don't use this, but I know that if I did use Etsy shipping, I would completely be using this all the time. So that's why I've included it in my list. It's definitely something that if you use Etsy shipping, it's going to be so helpful for you as well. The sales map is an amazing visual place to see exactly where in the world your sales are coming from. The spell checker checks your listings and flags any spelling errors in any of your tags. Spotted on Etsy is actually a really helpful feature because it shows you pure Etsy results where paid ads and personalization on Etsy have been taken away. to see when your listings were spotted in the first 100 listings of a search result. So it is really helpful to kind of look at and see what keywords are working for you. Now, I will just say that I do tend to use the Etsy listing stats myself to actually determine what keywords are working well for my shop, but this just does give me a really good overview of what listings to go to and check out, and you know, look at their stats and see what's working well for me. So it is, again, another really helpful tool. The top sellers tool is a really amazing tool for you to go in and see who the top Etsy shop owners are in your category. It's a great thing to do to go and stalk their pages as well. You also have your competition tracker, which is a really handy tool for you to track and see what your competitors are doing on Etsy. Something that I do use a lot. I used to use it a lot more. These days I'm more focused on my own art and moving forward rather than looking to see what every other person is doing on Etsy. But I would say it is really helpful to kind of look at and see if you had a particularly slow day, see if everyone else has had a slow day, whether maybe Etsy's down. Just a really good pattern indicator as well to kind of see who does well when, and when you're likely to do well too, and what times of year and everything like that as well. You also have the ability to analyze their listing, which is a super really helpful tool actually. In the beginning I did use this a lot. I like to see what keywords are working for other people and how they were using SEO to help with their listings. It's just a really amazing thing to do. And I would say it's also a really helpful tool to use. So let's talk about the pros and cons of ERANK, because I know that a lot of you out there really want to know, right, Steph, is ERANK worth it? Is ERANK worth the price? Is it going to increase your sales? Is ERANK going to make you more profit and more money on Etsy in the long term? So the pros of ERANK is that it's not just a keyword tool. As you've seen, there are loads of different tools. It's also got loads of other things as well, like a color thesaurus tool, and you know, just loads of other things that are going to be helpful for you on Etsy. And it isn't just an SEO tool, it is a complete Etsy helpful package, to be honest with you. And the great thing is as well is that they have certain tools like the ones I've just shown you that do analyze different marketplaces, so not just Etsy. And also another big pro as well is the price. I love the fact that they have a $5.99 plan for like medium shops that want to kind of dabble in the pro features, but they don't have the listing capability as what a pro seller would have. And I love that it is cheap. I think the $5.99 a month is super cheap for an amazing Etsy tool. The cons of ERANK is that you get too into their tools, and I think that they have a lot of tools and they are super helpful, but some you can get super into and you can actually kind of lose your mind a little bit. Especially the competition tool, you can actually just get super unhealthily into it. And that is the reason why I think that a lot of Etsy shop owners do just get so dive deep into ERANK and end up not realizing that ERANK was originally an SEO tool. It was used to help you find keywords for your listings. So that is a con for me as well as a pro, because I feel that, you know, we can get so engrossed into lots of different unnecessary information on ERANK. Some tools for me personally don't work, like the delivery status page. I don't use Etsy shipping, so myself, it doesn't really work for me. I've put that as a con. I know that it's virtually impossible for it to work if I'm using Royal Mail and Drop and Go and things like that, but it's just something that I kind of wish would work, but it doesn't work. So that's on my cons list as well. So some tools are distracting and actually distract you from what you are there to do. So for example, in the keyword tool, there are lots of different things around the screen that actually kind of distract you from what you're there to do. If it was me, I'd love to have more of like a plain view as to what you're actually doing, if that makes sense. Another con is that when you are doing a split screen, I've only got one screen, so when I'm doing a split screen, it doesn't shorten down in a way that allows me to actually use a keyword tool effectively, because I like to have Etsy window one side and ERANK window another. It's a very small thing, it's a very small con, but I just thought I would list it here as well. To downgrade the plan is a little bit tricky. It is something that I had to actually email to find out how to do it. It was quite hidden. That is one thing that is a little bit of a con for me, because every time I go to kind of downgrade it and then upgrade it, it's really easy to upgrade, not so easy to downgrade. So I've just listed that here as well, because that is a little bit of a pain every time I go to downgrade it. And the last con is that it is mostly USA based data, which can be a little bit annoying as a UK-based shop owner. I know that Etsy is 50% USA-based buyers. We know that actually from the ERANK reports. But I would say that I wish they would do UK-based data as well as other countries and their data. It does just make it a little bit easier for me, especially with the way that things like jewellery is spelt. It's spelt different from in the US and in the UK. I do wish it took data from all around the world rather than just the USA, but I do understand why they do it. So, has ERANK been worth it for me? Has it increased my sales? I'm going to say yes, it has. Yes, it has increased my sales. But the biggest thing is that it's increased my sales because it's decrease the amount of time that I would have to spend researching the answers that I want to know, whereas in ERANK, it's there in a handy dandy tool. Now, I am going to say that to find keywords that will be successful for your shop does not require ERANK. It's just a super easy way to immediately see where those keywords are and what the search volume is. I mean, in my Shortcut to Success course, I do actually go into it and I do show you lots of different ways that you can find keywords that aren't on ERANK. That is in the description box below if you're interested in learning more about the course. But I would say that, you know, you can spend more time. I'm going to sort of say that on ERANK, for me to find keywords for my listing, it's going to take me about 10 minutes. If I'm using Pinterest, Google, keywords everywhere, everything like that, Etsy search bar, it's going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's halving the amount of time that it is taking me to list an item. And right now, because I am a full-time, I have been a full-time Etsy shop owner for a number of years now, and I have this YouTube channel and the course running as well, my time is super, super important. So I think it just depends on how you value your time. The data is super, super easy to see. One thing that you won't be able to see, obviously, on Pinterest and Google and everything like that is the search volume and everything like that. But I would say that ERANK is definitely worth it if you are a serious Etsy shop owner, a serious handmade business owner, and you want to start your Etsy journey off on the right foot. I would say definitely give ERANK a go, and if not, just use their free version. There is a free version. It is amazing. It doesn't have all the tools that I would personally, you know, want to kind of use, but I would definitely recommend doing that. So overall, I would say yes, ERANK is worth it. Try it. Try a different way. Try different ways to actually research your keywords, because at the end of the day, that is what you are looking for. That is what you need, is an SEO tool. And I would say research and have a little go and try different platforms and see what works well for you. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was super, super helpful for you. Do not forget to download your 76-page 30 Days to a Kick-Butt Etsy Shop workbook in the description box below. Also, the Shortcut to Success course is in the description box as well, and there is a waitlist there if it's not open already. And guys, do not forget to subscribe and join the Facebook group and all of the wonderful things like that. But until next time, I shall catch you in the next video. Bye everyone!